Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, review anything and everything. And today we're getting into this Lego City set. It's a 5+ set. This is set 60448. This is the sports car at 109 pieces. Now in the past I bought for my kids, at the time, what was the current sports car? It was blue, and it looked really nice. And I think that was from maybe from the either a 2019 to 2021 set. I'm not exactly too sure. And I thought it looked nice. Now this one I think is supposed to resemble more of a electric car, but I'm not too sure. For some reason I think I've seen that before somewhere where it shows like electric power in it. But we'll see that later in the build because I'm not really too sure. But yeah, sorry, let me just adjusting my lighting really quickly, you guys. So yeah, this is a nice build. You see here, they actually have a trunk space where he's able to fit the things that he's cleaning with. He's got a little spray bottle and a little squeegee or spongy type of thing. He's got a cell phone. Very cool. Anytime they've done a sports car, it's always this guy who looks like he's laid back, you know, stylish or whatever the case is, either shades on or just kind of a laid back vibe they try to portray him as. And so this is nice for the price. You can get this on sale. I'm gonna have the link in the description down below for Amazon, but generally speaking, this usually goes on sale for somewhere around $7, maybe a little less, like $6.50. Its normal price, I believe, is supposed to be $10, but it's often on sale because it's a little bit older set now. It's been out for maybe like a year and a half now, I think. And it's the only current sports car available. I just did a review on the police car of the same size and scale and with around the same amount of pieces, 94 pieces, I believe. And I mentioned how that one, you can buy multiple of them and, you know, to build up in your city. This is one of those sets where I don't think you could necessarily do that because you don't want to see too much of the exact same car running around. Now, it'd be different if you had a bunch of, like, say, the older model, a bunch of this model, a bunch of many other previous models, then you could just say that's a car that a lot of people just have in general. And maybe you could do some small changes to it to say upgraded versions of that model. But if you don't have a lot of cars in your city, like you had, say, you have duplicates, we'll say you have 5 duplicates of this, but you have 5 duplicates of 5 different types of cars, then you could just say it populates the city. If you have a bunch of duplicates of this without other cars, you're gonna notice this too much. So I say in a way you can multi-build with this, but in a way you kind of can't. But it's still a great set to buy. Let's jump into this. I'm changing the way that I do my unboxings on these things because I realize when I cut the top portion, it doesn't seem to break apart the way I would want it to. So what I'm gonna do now, from now on with these Lego sets, is cut the side portion and then do the tab at the top. And so it opens up a little bit more smoother than it would if I just normally ripped it, because that's what I used to hate. And we have those 2 bags. We have this extra paper bag, which they're slowly trying to put out this paper bag theme, but you still have the clear plastics. This is the frame of the car, which is actually very different from the frame of the police car that we just reviewed. So it's definitely a lot longer, but it's very interesting. So this is gonna be a nice build. It's great for the city set. What's interesting when it comes to the roads and everything like that, when it comes to Lego sets, is that Lego 6 wide cars, which is what this one's gonna end up being in its total scope. This is just the framing, but it's gonna end up being an extra layer to where it's 6 studs wide. What's interesting, I believe so. I believe it should end up being a total of 6 studs wide. I could be wrong. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. It's gonna be 6 studs wide. And what's interesting is that 6 stud wide cars fit in a Lego City scale wise better than 8 stud wide cars. But the 8 stud wide cars allow you to have 2 people sit side by side, which is really nice. So it's kind of hard sometimes when it comes to the idea of what's better for a city in terms of you growing a city. I don't have a problem, since I'm not a major heavy city builder collector type of person, mixing and matching both. But what's interesting is the value on the Speed Champion sets that do have are 8 studs wide really are not that bad. The prices have gone up on them, where before they used to be 20, I want to say that they were $20, and then now they've recently gone up to like about 25. And some of them might be a little bit more than that, $27. But generally speaking, if they're out for a little while, you don't got to get them right away. They almost all go on sale to around the low 20 mark, $21, $22, sometime even going below the $20 mark. So if you're not in a rush for them, they're great. So price wise, getting a set like that for $20, I'm not saying that one's better value than the other because those have a lot more parts. But what I'm simply saying is that when it comes to your city building, which size do you prefer? And like I said, it was really hard because it's nice being able to have a car setup that has 2 seats side by side, even though when you're driving them on the road, they don't scale as well to the city road sets. But anyway, we're gonna get into this build and we'll be back with the finished review. All right, guys, we are back with the finished build. And like I said, it wasn't a big build. It's 109 pieces, very similar to what I just recently did a review on a police car, Lego police car, and they're pretty much within that same theme. And Lego does this a lot. They make a couple of sets that are, you know, not for, they're maybe 5+ or 6+, and they're small and they're like $10, maybe just barely over 100 pieces or barely under 100 pieces. And they just kind of really suit for just a good bargain. So this definitely falls into that category. So here you have the man, and he's got that shades on, he's got his cell phone. That's an interesting thing too, is that maybe a couple of years ago, I didn't even think it was that much longer, maybe like 3 years ago or so, they had the cell phone pieces, but you probably didn't put them on every kind of thing, where now you see them pop up a lot more often because this is just where we are now in our times. I wouldn't be surprised if more sets, I have this backwards, if more sets are coming with cell phones, more now that will be coming for the future than we've ever had before, because and it looks nice there too. It's just got your typical, like how you would have chat on the bottom, music to the lower right, phone to the lower left. You got emails, you got the Wi-Fi signal and the phone signal at the top, and the battery. Just really cool. And you know, we've seen the piece before, but you just want to point out, I think we'll be seeing it a lot more. So we also have, sorry, let me just get these things a little bit more in the light. You can see the details on the shirt, almost like a kind of vacation type of shirt going on. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Vacation shirt going on. Yeah, it's easier for you to see those icons on here too. And yeah, it's got printing on the back. He doesn't have a double-sided face, but that's fine. It's still a bargain. I've never seen this hairstyle before either in Lego. So now jumping into the car, it's a sports car, different than the previous ones that I've seen. I've only seen one other one, really, to be honest with you, that I had purchased for my sons a while back. I thought that this thing had an electric, one of those kind of little 1x2 studs for an electric battery, but I guess I was mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking of a different set that I've probably seen that in. I know that for the family cars, for example, they have that in them, and it's supposed to symbolize that they're hybrid cars. So maybe I was thinking along those lines, but this doesn't have that. So it's really just a sports car. You can imagine it to be just a regular gas engine, or you can imagine it to be, oh, I realized I put the wheel on wrong when I was snapping it on. I just realized that. Let me try to remove that if I can. There we go. I wonder why it was sticking out so much, and I put it on backwards. So let's put that on here and throw that on, because I wasn't looking at it when I did it. I did it from that side. So as I was saying, you could imagine this to be a gas engine or a hybrid if you want, or an all electric car. It's up to you. It definitely has the styling of some of these more newer hybrid type of cars or all electric type of cars. One feature on it that's pretty nice is you've got this little back trunk space, which just opens up, like I mentioned before, where you can put the little sponge and the little spray bottle to detail your car. It's actually a pretty deep trunk. Granted, it's only 2 studs wide, but it's still a very deep trunk, and you could really kind of put a lot inside there, to be honest with you. So that's actually pretty cool. You could put a lot of other things in there too if you wanted to, the cell phone or anything else actually, and you got a lot of room in there. And you're jumping into the interior. It's that basic. You got your seat area here, little slope to lean back on, these little areas here that allow you to, for their arms to sit. and you got the basic steering wheel. This set would actually go good with some of the modern homes. Actually, speaking of that, I can't wait till they come out with the new family home at some point, because every wave, when they do reissue or redo the city waves, where they come out with a whole collection of new city stuff, they'll come out with a new home, and I actually can't wait for that to be the case. Actually, was there a modern home setup? You know what, there was, and it looked more almost like a kind of California, Beverly Hills type of like semi-modern mansion-ish type thing, similar to how Iron Man had in the movie, or in his second movie. So I almost kind of forgot about that, because it wasn't a family house. It was more like two people were in it. And normally there have been family sets, which I reviewed on this channel before, two family homes. One was like a 2019 and the following one was like a 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, they had pretty much the same kind of general setup, other than, you know, family structure and this and that. What I was going to get at was that I think this car would be a great complement to that if you wanted to throw in a sports car in there, because 6 studs, those have usually garages or parking spaces that are made to fit the 6 stud wide cars. So this would go good for that if you wanted to kind of squeeze it in place of the family car in those sets, which the family car is usually a hybrid. Unfortunately, like as I mentioned before, 6 studs, they usually do not fit the entire family. So this can only fit one person in it. I'm not going to sit them in it right now, but you can obviously just see that it would just fit one person inside there. But I definitely think it's a set that's worth buying, especially for the price. Like I said, you can often find this for sometimes on sale cheaper than the $10 price tag that it normally is. And sometimes you'll find it in that range of $7. And at that point, it's like, really, if you have any kind of Lego City sets and you have a little bit of a Lego City theme going on, it is definitely worth purchasing. I'm not going to make this video too long. So as always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.